Right, latest weather update for Plovdiv. Let's see, we check the 8 is the wind is variable 2 knots, all the 9, so that's 10 kilometers or more visibility. No clouds detected, it's 5 degrees over 1, QNH 1021. Lovely. Yeah, so we could have done a visual approach straight in, or maybe a VOR DME approach for runway, what's it, 21? 12? Sorry, 12. So we could have done this one. But yeah, let's just stick with the plan and follow the ILS approach. So the next course is going to be 142 outbound, and by 14 DME, 15 DME in miles, we need to be at 7,000 feet ish. So make sure this is in miles. Right, we're low enough, so I'll remove the speed brake. If we look in the back here, cabin pressurization's still working. It's doing its thing. Cabin secure. Seatbelt signs, yes, they're still on. Time for the next checklist already. So top of descent checks, we've missed those.
On top of descent charts, red, landing data, weight 073, CG position 27, compass, set to magnetic course, GPK mode, radar altimeter second.
Oh yes, radial altimeter. I've set the rudder to 60 meters, is that about right? 200 feet. Right, set. So I'll just click that.
08 tons. Checklist complete.
Okay, that was the top of descent checks. We should have done this maybe a little bit earlier, but okay, it's still on time. And the next is after passing transition level. So yeah, let's make this transition level. What's this? The plate says transition altitude is 9,800, so we're in the transition layer. Let's set the QNH, if I remember, 1021. One zero two one 1021 and 1021. Approaching 10,000 feet, 24 kilometers to go. That's good because we need a couple of kilometers as well to decelerate. Okay, so I'm raising the nose. Ten kilometers altitude hold, and our next clearance was to the VOR to 8,800 meters. The closest we can do is set 9,000. That's close enough. We'll just keep an eye on the speed, and at 450, which is about 250 knots. Ooh. Maybe we should turn on the icing systems anyway. At 450 knots we can continue the descent for another 1,000 feet. So speed hold. Quick look at the temperature, -3. We're in visual moisture. Yeah, let's be on the safe side here and switch on the anti-icing systems on. It's a bit hazy. $500 to go. Now, as long as you're descending, it's pretty easy because you just select speed hold and you don't have to worry about it. You can maintain or manage the rate of descent by giving some power. So a little bit more power gives you a slower rate of descent. The tricky bit is as soon as you level off, you have to find again a power setting to maintain the current speed. So I've mismanaged this by 10 kilometers distance, but it's good for demonstration purpose. So 9000 altitude hold. Now we need to find a thrust setting to maintain 450. So I'll try 75, see how it works. So we've passed the transition level. Next checklist.
After passing transition flight level, altimeters.
Oh, I forgot.
Pressure set to 1021 course EP. Turned on 11490. Landing course on HSI 117 AEM. Turned on PM5 PM6. Prepared. Checklist complete.
Okay, I forgot to mention this before we did the checklist. You have to put the autopilot in prepare landing rather than prepare nav. So we can't follow the ILS score. Sorry, you can't follow the radial from here before we do that checklist. So we kind of lost this instrument for navigation now, but we need to set up for the little bit more thrust. We need to set it up for the approach anyway. So on the right side we'll keep the VOR. We keep the RMI on the right side. On the left side we're going to tune the ILS 109. 109.9 in miles, and the course 304. We'll just keep flying in heading mode. So 304 set. We don't need to set the OBS because it's a localizer. So we just passed the beacon. Next heading is 142 plus wind correction. Let's be on the safe side. 145. Why are we climbing? We're in altitude hold. Oh, that's just a small deviation. That's the outer marker. Okay, we can descend now to 7,200 feet. Also at 7,000. Speed hold. And reduce the power setting. We're below 10,000 feet, so the outer landing lights go on. It's the nice outside view here. Isn't she a beauty? Noisy beauty though. Perhaps you should do this more often, just the outside view. Right, we're quite busy. So we're slowly descending now to 7,200 feet, and we're basically just coming down here on the outbound course. So the only way to tell we're still on 142 is the RMI. So the RMI of nav2, 142 degrees. So we can correct this 2 degrees to the left. Let's drag the tail of the needle towards yourselves. Okay, 7.5 miles, we're going to 15. Just a quick speed review. The clean speed for landing is 350. So this will be also the speed we're going to fly and select the gear down. Then at flap 15 we can slow down to 275, but in reality I'll just do that at 300. And then the next flap is 28, 36 for landing, 255, and we'll add a couple of knots or a couple of kilometers per hour for safety. So 255 is our minimum touchdown speed, so let's call that 280 or so for final approach. So I'm just closing the power levers now, and I'm going to pitch hold mode. So we should keep this pitch and the speed should start to drop off a little bit. Okay, before the base turn checklist.
Before base turn. Spoilers. Removed. Stabilizer. Middle position. Radio altimeter setting. Count on 060 meters. Checklist complete.
Checklist complete. Next checklist is after ILS established, and with that they mean fully established. Okay, we just passed 15. Start our turn to the left. Initially 030, see how far we're away from the localizer. And then move further left to intercept. What's the message? Just some course changes. Okay, we're approaching 350, which is our minimum speed. So I'll select speed hold again. Add some thrust to maintain our gentle rate of descent. And let's look at the plate here. We can start the descent down to 5,500 feet. Actually close the power levers then, because we're pretty good on track to descent. Select the gear down. 3 reds. Okay, let's start the turn. Three greens. A little bit thrust, we're below the glide slope already, which is fine, still within the safe area. We don't need to have an excessive rate of descent. So on a modern Western airline you would now select ILS mode on this one, wait until you're almost established. So by 15 DME we can continue the descent to 4,500. So limit here is 5,500, that's fine. Localizer live, and we're almost half scale there. So approach arm, and it should intercept the localizer. And also I set the bug for the missed approach, straight ahead initially. Oh, actually this is quite nice, we can see the terrain on the toss. Not in this mode. Oh, in this mode you can see the high terrain on the left. Right, 5,514, so now we can continue the descent to 4,500. I'll set 4,000 as a reminder. It's a bit hazy. Okay, and after 11.6, let's call it 12, which is now, we can continue the descent down to 3,200 feet. I'll set 3,200. Going to decrease the rate of descent by adding a little bit power. And as soon as we're on the glide slope, I'm happy to intercept. Glide slopes are accurate within 10 dme. Maybe this one is certified. Well, it says 7.4. I'm sure 10 is fine. I've checked the altitude versus distance all the time, so I'm happy this is a correct glide slope. In the middle, glide slope captured, so we're in course, glide slope. And I see a little increase in rate of descent. Right, flaps 15.
Flaps extended. Slots extended.
Thrust close.
Stabilizer moving.
And we can descend, slow down to 280.
Flaps 15. Stabilizer
Field in sight.
Slots extended.
Let's say we get landing clearance. So landing lights extend. Landing lights on. Flap limit speed is 420, we're well below that, so I'll select flaps 28. I'll set 4000 for the missed approach.
Flaps 28.
And the flap limit speed for flaps 36 is 330. And we're well below that now.
Flaps extended. Stabilizer moving.
Flaps 36. So just to show you how it works, we can also use the auto throttles now. So it's all prepared. If I press S there, the speed is maintained where the bug is, and the bug can be changed with the slider up and down. And it should stabilize. I've tried it a few times, it works quite nicely. Right, final checks.
After ILS established. Flaps and slats. Extended. Flaps 3, 6. Stabilizer elevator. Synchronized. Landing gear. Shit.
Whoops. Landing gear down.
Gear down.
Needs to be off.
Green, tempo neutral. Flight control limiters. Turned off, lights on. Landing lights. Extended. Checklist complete.
Checklist complete. Okay. We have on the red alt 600 meters to go, so it's about 1000 feet. Just check the
1000.
The brake pressure is working and off. I'm going to disconnect the auto throttles. And I'm going to disconnect the autopilot. Auto marker. So first I'll just follow the flight director, and the closer I get, I start looking outside the window a little bit more. 300 kilometers per hour, slightly fast, reducing the thrust a little bit. Just 3 whites, I'm looking outside only.
200.
Minimum.
Sync rate.
Okay,
Sync
correcting.
rate.
I don't see an excessive sync rate. Happy where I'm going.
50.
10 meters. 5, 3,
Flare.
2, 1 meter. Spoilers up.
Spoilers are up.
Reverse.
Reverse.
Reverse on.
Right, a little bit braking. Reverse off. My brakes were a little bit asymmetric there. Okay, speed brake. Retracted, so it's not working. It's a bit of a hill here. Great explain. Right, I've got full brakes.
Remove flaps and blinding lights. Don't taxi lights.
Speed brake is removed. Flaps
Flaps retracting.
retracting.
Stabilizer moving.
Taxi lights on and the taxi steering to 36. Radar
Flaps
standby.
retracting.
We're stuck on the hill.
53 is done.
Oh yeah, we're moving. So I know for next time, use a little bit more brake and take the exit one before this.
Flaps and slats are removed. Stabilizer zero.
Okay, so what else do we need to do? We've done the nose wheel, the flaps, the radar is off, pitot heat. Yeah, we don't want to burn these things out. So pitot heats go off. Anti-icing systems off. Why are we stuck on the hill? Oh well. The joys. Transponder can go to Alt off. And the window open. That's one particular to this airplane. To depressurize the cabin. So yeah, taxiing isn't really going all too well now. Because the terrain contours here in X-Plane are a bit excessive. Okay, we're moving again. Again, we're off the runway. There's no strobes in this airplane, so don't worry about that. But before we park the airplane, we should turn off the taxi lights so we don't blind our ground crews. Right, this looks like a good stand for us. Why is it not going?
Password valve closed.
Well, it's about like taxiing up to a steep hill here, but yeah, we got there eventually. Hope you've enjoyed the flight today with us, and yeah, I hope you have learned some things. If you have not, if you think could have done a better job at certain points, please feel free to note everything you think in the comments. Oh, it's like I should have turned off the landing light. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you liked the video, and thanks for watching. See you again on the next time.